Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about something called sunk cost fallacy. Okay, sunk cost fallacy. And just to sum it up real quick, it can apply to professional life, personal life, anything where you invest time and money into something, okay? Could be investment of emotions, what have you, okay? And what happens is you start to put time or money or invest in something that you either believe in, you want, what have you. And over the course of time, the longer the time, the harder it gets to cut your losses with sunk cost. Is that you realize at some point that you're not getting what you want, or what it is you invested in isn't quite what you thought it was going to be. So what happens is, a lot of times, like let's say you buy a car and you're sinking money into it, and you just say, okay, well, I've already sunk in all this money, I might as well sink in more and get it fixed again and again and again. Before you know it, you're just like sinking money into this thing that's not going to ever run well or do anything. And so one way is to cut your losses, get rid of that thing and move on, get another car. If you're in a job that you don't like, but it pays the bills, but I know the people, it's easy, I don't have to think about it, it's not a challenge, it's not scary, I don't have to change, I don't have to grow. So you stay in the job, because what happens is you fear loss. You fear the loss of, well, if I have this little lump of coal here, at least I have something in my hand. And so we fear loss instead of seeing the potential of what we can gain. So what it's doing is it's basically ruining your decisions. You know, it's pushing you to do things that are making you unhappy or worse off long term, right? So you might be temporarily in a place of discomfort, but long term you're going to be happier when you learned that this sunk cost is just a fallacy that's holding you back. In relationships, you get into a relationship, you start dating somebody, a lot of red flags go up, but now your emotions are tied in. You know, you've had holidays together, you've had birthdays, you've had whatever, you know, you've invested in them, you've bought jewelry or they bought jewelry, whatever the situation is, and you've emotionally invested so much, and all these things go bad and you get back together and this and that, and you don't move on. You just think, okay, well, this is somebody here and maybe I do love them, and you start trying to talk yourself into staying in a bad situation. And you think that it's being loving, and that you are, the best way to put it, that you're not, okay, this is probably the simplest way, that you don't want to lose and have nobody, so you'd rather at least have that warm body next to you, right? At least you have somebody that loves you. You can, you know, go on social media and have your fake pictures and smile and whatnot, but behind the scenes, you and that person know the truth. And we like to portray that because nobody wants to be seen as searching or trying to find themselves, or trying to, you know, find that right person or be the right person. So it's basically all tied in with the sunk cost fallacy. There's ways that you can avoid this and move forward with your life. One of those things is to develop, you know, and then remember your big picture. Like, what's your life plan? What are your goals? What's your 1 year, 5 year, 10-year plan? How do you want to live your life? You know, what is it that you want? And, you know, like Kevin Malone in The Office said, dream big and double it, right? But don't do what Kevin did in that scene, if you're an Office watcher. You know, keep track of your time, money, etc. You know, what happened to it, and be ready to cut your losses, you know, when things aren't adding up. You know, that's easiest, I guess, to think about in relationships. If things aren't adding up, it's like, okay, well, let's try to go back to big picture. So hopefully you developed one. If not, it's a good time to do so. I'm not saying break up with anybody, but, you know, do some work on yourself, you know, invest in you. That's not sunk cost. That's not a sunk cost trade. Always investing in you is a God blessed, damn it, good thing. So you can't go wrong with that. Let go of your personal attachments. You know, the best example I have is the show, I believe it's called Kitchen Nightmares with Chef Ramsay. And, you know, he goes into restaurants that are like really sinking ships that maybe at one point were successful, but all of a sudden they're in shambles. And usually at the root of it, the owner is doing things old school, or he's doing things based on tradition, and he's emotionally tied to that restaurant or to his systems and ways of doing things. He's got a romantic involvement with it. And they always say in business that you can't be romantically hooked on your business or your way of doing things, because when you do and times change, just like I did the book review of Who Moved My Cheese, because things are going to change. And so if you're emotionally invested in that business and the way of doing it, you're screwed at some point because everything changes. Okay, so you have to adapt. Think about the guy selling the horse and buggy, and then, you know, the Ford rolls in, and now the car, that's going to be a fad, right? Color TV, that's going to be a fad. This internet thing, it's going to be a fad. Just a few examples. So think about that, you know. And something I think the sunk cost trap, right? It's irrationally following through on an activity that's not meeting your expectations. Think about that. I'll read it again. Irrationally following through on an activity that's not meeting your expectations, because it's not making you happy, it's not fulfilling you, it's not giving you a return on your investment of time, your heart, your money, whatever, your everything, right? And it's easy to rationalize that trap. And this is the way we most of us do, and I know I have. You rationalize it because of the time, money already invested. So you're afraid to cut your losses because it's lost, right? It's gone. It's gone. Time's going to go on. So do you want to keep putting money and time and your love? Your life is short. Your life is short. You don't know how much time you have. Think about it from that perspective, you guys. It's hard as hell to do, really hard to do. And, you know, there's always a exception to the rule. You know, there's times where you stick out a job because you believe there's a promotion coming, or you're going to get recognized, or you're in school and it's tough and you try to use sunk cost fallacy to say, see, I'm investing all this time and I'm not making money yet. Well, you're a year and a half into a 4-year degree. It's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Those are exceptions. In a relationship where maybe you're married and it's been 15 years and things were really good, but then one of you or the other got off course or something happened, but at the end of it, you love each other and you're both willing to make it work, then you push, and that's not like a fear of loss or, that's not the case where it's going to continue to be a sinking ship, hopefully, and maybe some counseling and some two people. If you've got two halves making a whole, it's two wholes, that come together, two whole people. And, I've heard it recently, you fix you, I'll fix me, or you save you, I'll save me. And that's really a healthy relationship. And then you two come together, you'll fit very well and you'll complement each other. So anyways, just food for thought, you guys. I thought I'd get on here and just explain that sunk cost fallacy a little bit and kind of give you some food for thought. I encourage you, Google that, check it out. There's a lot of great material online. And so hopefully this video just kind of stimulated your brain a little bit. So guys, 5nothing100nothing.com. Fug it is fugging out. All right, take care. See you next time.